Hello, this is a little piece about me. You get an idea of motivation and goals. Briefly, I practiced law for 28 years, then was in business for 10 years, retired, and ended up going to Crawford High School, my alma mater. When I was there were over 4,000 students, and I think counting 2 exchange students, there were a total of 5 kids of color. Today, there's a campus which has 85% of its students where English is a second language. 42% of the students are refugees. Basically, people who have fled for their lives from worn, torn venues all over the world. We have 46 languages on campus and at least 46 cultures. It's an amazing place. And for my money, a wonderful place. I had the pleasure of arguing a case before the United States Supreme Court, and I put together 3 lectures on state courts, federal courts, and the experience of, from start to finish, of going to the Supreme Court. One day a guy walked in named Mr. Dean Darley of the CCTE program, College, Career, and Technical Education, and asked me if I'd be interested in teaching full-time. It was sort of a shock, but I began a serendipitous journey which led me to the most satisfying and fulfilling work of a lifetime. That is restorative justice and restorative practices. So we have this circumstance of the divided country. I see restorative practice and restorative justice as part of the solution, part of the way we can heal the divisions, and certainly address criminal justice reform and racial justice, and just by planting seeds. So the aim here is to get a broad audience of people who have, every opinion that you can imagine. I want to hear from anybody and everybody as we identify issues of interest. We can do some Zoom conversations. We've got some great guest lines up. There's a resource page with books. I can tell you most of the authors of those texts will be guests on the podcast. In any event, in short, I'm a slightly irreverent, computer-phobic, old fart with a passion for restorative justice. I've identified myself as an old fart, and I have a definition for that. Once you look in the mirror and you wonder who the heck is looking back at you, you're an old fart. Happened to me recently. But I'm sure we're going to have stimulating conversation, and the idea is to arm you for the effort ahead to help heal our wounds and prepare you for conversations, be they as as a volunteer in a program, or just prepare you for discussions when you're having coffee with your buddies or having a beer in the 19th hole. Church, synagogue, mosque, temple, fraternal groups. These are things that if you agree, as I hope most people will, that this is part of the solution, can be part of the solution, let's start planting seeds. Let's see how we can maximize our efforts, share success stories, and see if we can't convince you that this is a movement that you will be very pleased to be a part of. So look forward to seeing you often, and thank you very much for listening.